Hello. Oh, wait. Hi, everybody. Or Kenjan. I am back. I was supposed to be here yesterday and I totally forgot. Because I had an extra day off yesterday that made me believe, like, that had me in the mentality that it was Sunday. You know what I mean? So suddenly Promethean says, are you taking a break from streaming today? And I'm like, it's Monday. But she said it like late and I was like, never mind. I'll just be on tomorrow. Whoopsie. Woo. Very tired today. Very tired. Sorry. Didn't even take a nap, but I was reading it. It was awesome. I love this book right now that I'm reading. It's called, I think, The History of the Courts in Europe, Empress Josephine II. And it's just after my liking. But all the courts, so far we've been only talking about, she's only been talking about Bonaparte. Which is interesting because I knew a lot about him already. Of course, I mean, many people know about Napoleon, but in detail, like certain things that he did and how he acted up. Like, he just pretty much acted up all the time, If he didn't like a dress or something, he would throw it in the fire, and he would spend thousands and thousands of francs on always getting new clothing, new china for his dinner parties and stuff like that, and whenever he would try to mess with the fire, he would always do it with his feet, with his shoes, especially when he was in a pissed off mood. And so he would ruin his shoes all the time, and he would always have to buy new shoes for like thousands of francs. And it's really interesting for me. And he was very paranoid, even to the people. He would put people in command, or establish or install people in certain areas as whatever. And even so, he installed them there, he would still be paranoid of them himself, and so really interesting how he was really not a good guy at all. Very unkind, and very, like, people around him wouldn't, even so there were good dinner parties and things like that, and he would pay his chamberlains and all of these people good money, the soldiers and everything. Well, not the soldiers, but the higher ups, you know. But he never paid them what they asked for. And whenever he was in the room, pretty much like nobody spoke. Nobody was really allowed to speak. And it was like a slavery almost, you know. So yeah. It's pretty crazy. Very picky man. Oh, hi, Florida Metal. Yeah, and even so, you know, France was still in kind of a, you know, the revolution had just happened, and France was still in kind of in poverty in a sense. He'd have everything embroidered in silver and everything, like his chamberlains and everything. They would wear the velvet with silver. Everything was embroidered with silver. It was either like purple velvet with silver or like a navy blue velvet with silver. And the extravagance of France in the, well, you know, all of the neoclassical times, you know. I love that. It's so interesting for me to, they lived this lifestyle, you know. He would go through 6 bottles of perfume, eau de cologne. 6 bottles in a month. That's a lot. That's an excessive amount. That's ridiculous. So he would spray himself so much with cologne that he was just like, it was just fuming, you know. Yeah. But that was not really uncommon, of course, in those times. It was actually very common because the bathing was not really such a thing in those times. Like, you would, you know, bathe, but that would only happen like once a month or even maybe less than that. And then it would be oftentimes where, for instance, you know, if a king ruled or an emperor or something like this, which, you know, was mostly back then it was like the king would take a bath in the water, and then everybody would take a bath in the same water after him. Really nasty shit. That's why everything was always covered up with powder and with perfume, because everything stunk, especially in Paris. Paris was one of those notorious cities where they just literally dumped their shit, and they had, you know, they would shit in buckets, and they would just, this is now the regular people, they would dump the buckets out of the windows right onto the streets. And this is one of the things that caused like the Black Plague and things like that, you know, because yeah, it was very, very disgusting. They would literally shit in the corners of the palaces and everything. It was like a free-for-all when it came to hygiene. It was not even non-existent. But you had to look good, and you had to like cover up. That's why everything smelled like shit and stuff, but covered with perfume. Those were the times back then. It was normal. They didn't know any better, you know? Just like we think it's crazy, they probably would think what we do today is crazy, you know? You can't take a bath every day. You can't take a shower every day. That's insanity. But, yeah. But for us, it's normal. Even in the 70s, like in the 1970s, like, it was still a little bit like people wouldn't bathe so much or shower so much. That was very common still in the 70s. Not like, you know, they would like bathe maybe every few days or so. And for most of us nowadays, it's not even fathomable. And this is like 40 years ago, right? So it's like, you know, or 50 years ago. So for me, it's unfathomable to not take a shower every day. The only time that happens to me if I don't take a shower is on a rare occasion, if I think, if I've literally been just sitting and doing absolutely nothing all day on my day off and I'm off the next day, then maybe that night I say, I'll just take a shower tomorrow, no big deal. You know what I mean? Or if I'm really sick and I'm so sick that I can't even like get into the shower, then. But neither one of these instances have occurred in a long time. So, yeah. But thank you everybody for being here. Hey, Promethean. Oh my god. Woohoo! Thank you. That's so. Oh my god, I still owe you so. Oh, wait a minute. I got it on there. Thank you so much. That is amazing. I really appreciate you. Oh my god. Thank you. How are you doing, Promethean? You doing good? I know we texted earlier, but it's been a minute. We were just talking about the hygiene of neoclassical France. In particular, the aristocrats. Oh, it's okay. It's totally okay. You get life. You get things to do. If I had a child, I probably wouldn't be streaming at all. Maybe. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah. I'm sorry. But you did say you're off tomorrow and Thursday, so that's really good. So you can chill out, you can relax. You can take those days. I'm off tomorrow again. I'm like, oh, thank fuck. Because, my brother and I, we streamed literally for 8 hours on Sunday. It was insanity. And it didn't even feel like 8 hours, but it was like in the last hour and a half or so, my eyes were like, and I was getting real tired. And then suddenly he said, we've been streaming for 8 hours. I was like, whoa. But it was playing video games, so it was just fun. We used to do that when we were kids, if our parents were out in town or whatever. They'd leave at, who knows, sometimes early, oh my god, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And we'd play. We'd play till 2 in the morning or something, 7 hours, no problem. So, it is not unusual, but it's been a while since. Oh, wow, by yourself, and it was busy. That's a lot. Ooh. I feel like something just bit me. Ooh. Mosquitoes, everything. They're here. Yeah, I worked today with a new girl. She's very nice. And she's okay, but she didn't really listen to what I told her to do. It's kind of it got a little bit busy for her because she had a table of 10 and then, we kept on rotating tables. Thank you. And then I went to her and I told her, if you get too busy, do not be afraid. Just come to me and I will take the table. You know, it's okay if you need me to. Okay, yeah, okay. And then she got too busy, and multiple tables were kind of like waving their shit around. We need to pay, or people were looking. They didn't even have drinks, and those were all her tables because my tables are fine. And I'm like, shit. And at some point, Sam was like, yeah, you take that table. My manager's like, you take that table. Yeah. So, but what's really kind of fucky though, Promethean, is that it's like every person that I work with is like that. They neglect their tables, but it's not like they're not purposely neglecting them, but they're too busy to handle them, and they're not letting anybody else take them. And it's not good because these customers get pissed off. There were two ladies. They were standing right at the computer with their money, like, we want to pay. Like, we haven't seen our waitress, and it's like, oh my god, it's not good. So, but I mean, what am I gonna tell? Because now if it's a younger girl, we've had younger girls there in their 20s or whatever. I tell them, right? Because I'm like 15, 20 years younger than them. I'm like, or older than them. I'm like, so and so, you need to make sure, if you cannot take the table, please, you need to give me the table because, or I'll just take the table and then I'll go to her and say, I took that table because they've been sitting there for 5 minutes. You haven't been able to get their drink order and you're still busy with other stuff, so I took that table. And if they want to get mad, they can get mad. They can say that to Roberta. They can do whatever they want, and then somebody will, and then we'll talk about it. It's fine. But I just do it because I have to just make that decision when I know that, yeah, I know you want to make money, but you can't do that. Your job is to give excellent service. That's the main priority. That's how you make your money too, Exactly. Service here in the U.S. is alpha and omega, Yeah, but when you have people like the new one, she's older than me, and then my other co-worker that I always work with, she could be technically my mom, age-wise. What am I going to say to them? You know what I mean? They're older than me. They're my senior. What am I going to say to them? They've been doing this for 20, 30 years. They've been doing this longer than me, and I've been doing this for 17 years. So they already know what kind of waitresses they are, So it's like I'm not going to say anything to them because they're not going to listen because they've been doing it that way for 20 years, And now the good thing is that the other coworker that I usually work with, she's on vacation right now back home where she's from. She will come to me and she will tell me, can you take that table? Because I can't do it right now. She will do that and it's fine. But lately she hasn't been doing that either. And people have been waving their stuff at me. Where's our waitress? Where's our waitress? And it's like, there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do. And I'm not, whenever I take these tables, it's not that I'm trying to steal money from them at all, but it's just like, I'm watching you and I see that you're still going to take minutes before you can get to that table. And they've already been sitting there for minutes. I have to do something. And I'm not about to tell the management because then they're just going to put on another waitress and then nobody's going to make money. Because I can handle all my tables. I even thought to myself, like, why even schedule somebody else with me? Because I can just do it on my own. I mean, today, honestly, it was good that there was another person because it would have been pretty heavy for me by myself today. But most of the time at this time of year, I don't need anybody else. I'll do it all on my own. And all I need is a host or hostess that will seat the people and clean the tables. And then maybe run food here and there. But mostly I don't even need them to do that. I just need them to keep the tables clean and seat the people. So I can take drink orders, take drinks, take food orders, take the food, and all the other shit. I can do that. As long as I have somebody that cleans the tables. And then we tip them out, So it's fine. Oh yeah, and it's different in Germany too. In Germany it's like they get paid hourly. We don't work for tips over there. Tips is not nothing. We get hourly pay, high hourly pay. So it's already different. So it's pretty much like, even if you treat the guest crappy, doesn't matter. You're still getting the same amount of money, and it's different in America. In America, you're obligated to give the best of service and treat your guests with the highest attentiveness. In order to make your money, you have to actually work for your money in that way. Oh, hi, daughter of Lilith. Yeah, I'm okay. How are you? Thank you for coming in. And that's another reason why I am working really hard on trying to move away from this industry. Because for me, it's the death of me. It's the death of my soul. Because it's so hard to always... good. I'm glad that you're here, too. It's always really hard for me, because, although, I'm a showman in a sense, I'm a entertainer, and that's fine, and I do the public speaking pretty much with you guys, and I entertain with my band. But these are the things where that is what I love to do. I love to perform. I love to make actual music and perform and be an entertainer in my nature, in my natural habitat, in my natural ways, in my, the culture. I actually can project my culture that way. You know what I mean? But as my job, it's like I have to actually pretend I'm totally somebody else. I cannot be me. I can never tell these people, I can tell them what I do. I tell them I'm in a band. I tell them da. But do I go in details about, other things, concerning that? No, I cannot tell them these certain things. It's just not possible, because it's very, let's say like Christian heavy is the clients, the guests that come in there. Of course, we're in the Bible Belt here in Florida. Very, it's Baptists. It's a lot of these people. It's a lot of very judgmental, sometimes wealthy people too, so I have to be just this totally different person that I'm not, Ooh, okay. Exactly, Promethean. You never know. That's exactly the same for me. I always tip like, I don't know, I tip as much as I can. I try to tip like 30% or so. And if I feel like they didn't give me good service and I feel like they were rude or something, I just tip them 20%. Which lately it's been like I'm either getting like awful tips or I'm getting really good tips. There's nothing in between. And the awful tips are because the people that are around right now are the people that live here full time, so they have a limited income. So they are very cheap because they still want to maintain the luxury of going out 3 times a day to eat, but they will like stiff you on the tip because they cannot really afford it, but they want to pretend they have that luxury, so they tip you like shit. The snowbirds, when they come down from New York and everywhere, they're actually the good tippers. They tip well, because it's like vacation time for them pretty much, So, daughter of Lilith, I gotta think about this one. I gotta think about... Oh. Okay. This is more of a historical fact. Just thought about that. The ancient Incans. That's exactly my mentality too. It's exactly my mentality right there, Florida Metal. I haven't been going out because I know I just can't afford it. Exactly. Alright, so here's the fact first. The Andean Americans, they communicated through... They kept records of things like inventory of crops and, when they had court cases, things like that. And communication through knots. They communicated through making knots in string, right? They would have a piece of wood, and they would attach strings to it in different colors, and the different colors, the different sizes of knots, the different distances between knots. That was their technique of communication. That was their way of keeping record and of communicating with each other by tying these different knots. Interesting, isn't it? Because they were not really able to write and read until the Spanish came along. I think so too. When I learned about that, I was like so hyped because I saw a picture of one of those, the anthropologists or whatever. They discovered these, mummy bundles, as they're called, because the Andeans mummified their people as well, and then they would find these remains, and they would have a picture of they found one of the or multiple, I'm sure, but this picture was one of those, and it was all the description next to it, and it was like, I felt like I was in a museum, and it looked so amazing. It's like, wow, can you believe that? Like, that's awesome. That's like it's a language, and yeah, it's just interesting to know. All right, daughter of Lilith, do you want to know something in particular, or is it just general? Second. I just want to check on my cat. She ate a lot more today than she has in days, which is a really good sign. But she's sleeping. But maybe she's actually sleeping deeply because the medicine is starting to work. That's what I'm hoping is happening. Okay, perfect. We'll do that. Let me turn on my air conditioner real quick because it is a little bit hot in here now. But it's like my house is like, this is either too hot or too cold, and it's like, can never find a good medium in here. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Yes. Ace of Pentacles. This is literally material and like spiritual perfection. That is something that's happening. That's happening for you. That's exactly what that means. That is the ultimate thing. Balance of material and spiritual realms, prosperity, having the will to succeed, perfection. Ace of Pentacles. Dragon. Love it. Perfect. Let's move on. Ooh. Okay. The Fool inverted. The Fool inverted. It's getting a little... So there was or is a failure to seize a moment, unsure actions, and uncertainty. So it seems like you're a little bit shaky when it comes to either multiple things, or there might be a certain thing that you're a little bit like... You're unsure and you're a little bit shaky about it. You don't really know what you should do there. So it's not that big of a deal. It's something that it's a decision you got to make, and you will make the decision at some point because you have to. And your love life, yeah, it's never good. It's never good. Gotcha. All right, so last one. Okay. That kind of like resembles the same. It's the Three of Wands inverted. It's kind of like almost like you're doubting yourself. You're doubting your decision. You're unable to focus on projects, bad advice, mistakes made. Okay. So that's something that's happening, unfortunately. But this is really good. So whatever is happening within you is pretty much up to par. But what's happening around you, on the outside of you, is not really ideal right now. The uncertainty and failure to focus on projects and, missing opportunities and mistakes made. So I hope you can relate to that and it resonates with you. I mean, we all go through stuff. It's really seemingly not good. It's not that bad. I can feel that this is not like a, something really bad that's happening. It's just something of a little bit of trouble, And sometimes I think about just chopping my hair off. You know what I mean? Oh my God. I had my hair one time when I was like 13 years old or whatever. I had it like this short. But as you can see how poofy my hair is, my hair was like poofy, but it was like this short, right? And it was all poofy and I looked like Anne Frank. You know what I mean? It was horrible. It was horrible. But I wanted it. I wanted it short. I was like, I want it short. And I looked in the mirror and I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, no, I can't believe what I just did. Can't believe what I did. Oh my God. It is. Oh, so you're in Florida too? It's the worst, man. Holy fuck. Ugh, horrible. Yeah, because it was like this when I was a kid. I had very long hair, longer than what it is now, and it's very long. It it reaches almost like it's on my like spine down there, but it almost reaches my butt. But when I was a kid, I would literally like sit on it. That was how long it was, and I'd be like, ugh, But I would always have it in a ponytail because I was very much a tomboy, right? I never had my hair down. My mom was like, why don't you ever leave your hair down? It was too girly for me. And I said that too. I'm like, that's too girly. I don't like that. I wanted to have my hair in a ponytail like a little boy. I was like a little boy. So, and then as I got, in my teenage years, then you start, then the boys come around and I was playing team handball and all my girlfriends had like awesome hair and all that stuff. And then one day I said, Mom, I want to cut my hair. Mom said, no, you're not cutting your hair. And I'm like, I want to cut my hair, Mom. And she's like, no, you're not cutting your hair. And I was like, okay. I lived with my dad, though. I visited my mom, but I lived with my dad. And my dad was like, you want to cut your hair? Okay, we'll take you. And he took me to one of the team handball players, the women team handball players, that would play in the same, like, age, like my dad in the same league, for the women's. And that was her job. She was a hair cutter, right? And we went there. And she cut it. But she didn't cut it like this short. I did that another time after that. But she cut it like this. It was about this short. And then I had her dye it black. I wanted it black. It was my first time dyeing my hair black. I think I was 12 or 13. I was like, yep. Because I'm a fucking metalhead, Got all my black eyes, shit, my spiky collars, all that shit. And I come go to my mom's, right? And I'm holding my hair. I'll never forget that shit. I was holding my hair like this. And I was like, Mom. And she was like, why are you holding your hair like this? And then I let it down. And it was just like down to here. And she was like, what did you do to your beautiful hair? And I was like, sorry, Mom. And you know what? I never regretted it. I really liked my hair that length. That length was really nice. it suited me well, that length, you know, like it was good. It was a good length because I can straighten it still and I can put it in a nice cute ponytail, and it was a good length, you know, but it was like, I mean, that more, you know, off, and my mom just kind of, but she got used to it very quickly. She was like, it's okay, you know, it looks, and it'll grow back. Oh, St. Pete? Oh, yeah, that's such a nice area, though. That's so nice. Oh, thank you. My hair is just so poofy all the time. I hate that. I know. When I'm at work, it's always like, sometimes I braid it or something, you know, when I have enough time in the morning. But when I'm at work, it's literally so. I have it literally. My hair looks crazy when I'm at work. It's just like this. Like this. Just in a bun, you know? Because that's just the easiest way. Because now it's so long, I don't even know what to do with it. It's so, even when it's in the bun, it's like wobbling and so heavy, and it's like, these are the reasons that make me want to cut it off. But you know what I do want to do? What is my plan? My plan is to let it grow even much longer. I'm still probably going to grow it for like another 3 years or so. And then I'm going to get nice layers in it, because that's what I really want. I want some nice layers, because right now, well, I got this shit that I cut, you know, so I have a little bit, because when I put my hair up, I don't want everything back, because I feel I look so, like, strict. You know what I mean? So I always want to have a little bit hanging out when I have my hair back, because it looks cute or whatever. But everything else is the same length, right? Everything else is the same. Look at me. Like Pippi Longstocking. Pippi Longstocking. So, I want to have some nice layers in it. But I want to keep the length, right? So I gotta let it grow. I gotta let it grow further until I can put layers. Because I hate that that's all the same. Yeah, it is pretty healthy. Yeah, I don't have split ends or anything like that. It's dry, but I don't have split ends. And it is funny because, yeah, because you always have it up, yeah. Yeah, and it is funny, when I went to the hairstylist, which was the last time, was like 6 years ago or something. It's the first time and the last time, actually, in America at least. They she freaked out. She said, "You want to tell me that you've been dyeing your hair with box dye for like 20 years, or at the time it was like 15 years or something?" I was like, "Yep. Pretty much every 2-3 months I dyed with box dye." And she was like, "You have like no damage, like there's like nothing wrong with your hair." And the only way I could explain that was that it was the good quality hair dye in Germany, I guess. But I've been using the box dye here, and I have no problems. It doesn't do anything really to my hair. It's still, like I said, the only problem I always have is the dryness. And the thing is with the dryness is like on top, as you can see how shiny and soft it is, because I have rather oily skin. So it doesn't mean that my hair is oily, but it does keep a little bit more of a more moisture in my hair on the top, because it's closer to my scalp, right? So this area is always nice, and you know, it's nice and shiny, and it's soft, and you know, almost like straight even. But as soon as it comes down here, well, today's actually a little bit better, but normally it's like this area here is just so dry all the time, and I just can't get it to I don't know. And I have stopped straightening my hair especially in the summer in Florida, because there's just no point, like you said, Lilith. There's like no point of doing it, because like before a show, back in the day, I would always straighten my hair. I was like, "There's no way I gotta straighten my hair before the show." Doesn't matter, man. As soon as I go on, like not even before I even go on stage, just unloading equipment, poof. All right, fuck it. And then, you know, I'd still do it in my personal life. But then it's like, it's just another thing to worry about. Then you don't want to sit outside at the bar when you're going out with your friends, because your hair's going to get poofy. Da-da. So I'm just like, you know what? I don't care what happens. It's just there. I use coconut oil too. It doesn't really help me much. I mean, it helps a little bit, but... Oh. Okay. That sounds like a good idea. I do put my... Now that it's this long, I put it up. I put it up because I will just, like, my elbow will be on it, and or, you know, this happens. Now it'll be stuck under my arm and all that, so I put the thing, the hair in the bun, and then it helps when I sleep. It's better, you know, but yeah, it's just really, like, it's a lot of stuff with this hair now, but it does look nice. Long hair does look nice on me, you know. It fits for me, you know. But especially because, you know, it's a commitment. It takes a very long time to grow it this long. You know what I mean? See, it's so long I can put a knot in it. But sometimes it gets all tangled up in my hair tie. And then I almost have to cut the hair tie out of there. Because I can't get it out. Trying to put it in a bun right. See, as soon as I put that up like that, I'm already cooling down. I'm already getting cooler. It's nice. But yes, absolutely. That's what our ancestors believed. You know, your wisdom lies in your hair. So that's why I'm trying to leave it long, but it's just like, yeah. The stuff that we women have to deal with, huh? Well, I mean, even men with long hair. But then, for instance, Draven has like this fucking gorgeous, long, straight hair. Completely straight. And it doesn't even matter what is the humidity or what. And it's just perfect long strands. And they're silky and they're shiny and they feel soft at all times. I'm like, how the hell? Oh, I don't know. I don't like what they look like, though. But satin, maybe they're nicer. Satin scrunchies. Okay. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to write that real quick on my grocery list before I forget. Yeah, he really... I'm, like, so jealous of his hair. It's, wow. Unbelievable. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, satin hair scrunchies. Let me write that down. I'm going to write that down. Oh, and creamer. I need creamer for my tea. They probably have them at the Winn-Dixie where I go to, too. Been together? Who? Draven and I? Or who are you talking about? Cat food vitamins? Yeah, I was. It's been like a long time. Like 3.5 or 4 years. Yeah, and he is. Yeah, and men. Yeah, men. Yeah, my dad had like the perfect long. My dad had such long eyelashes. It was insane, and I did not get blessed as such. You see, I mean, I guess I had regular. I mean, I don't have any makeup on right now. So I mean, I don't know. Are they extreme? Are they longer than normal? They look just normal. They look like normal eyelashes, right? They don't look. Well, they have actually kind of not gotten longer, but they have kind of like filled up a little bit. Like almost like maybe become thicker or something. It's probably because of the vitamins that I take. That has helped with that. My order now ship. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying, Promethean. I take they're women's multivitamin gummies. They come in a blue bottle or in a green bottle. What are they called now? Let me see. Now one day they didn't have the ones that I usually take. Okay, so then I tried the Centrum or whatever they're called. Centrum ones. And they have. Yeah, it's not too bad. They're not really long though. I wish they were really long. Um, but let me see. What are they? What is the brand? Oh, Vitafusion, the gummies. Vitafusion gummies. I take them every day, and they are really great. I don't know if you can. Yeah, there. And they're really good because I had when I started taking them a couple weeks in, I noticed the difference. I was like, whoa, my hair was getting like more filled in. My nails were like freaking, they were this. I mean, I had my nails like this long at some point, and they were perfect, like claws. My teeth, they've always been kind of like the same, I guess. Or at least I didn't notice a difference. But these type of things, right? And I was like, oh, this is like really good. And then my eyelashes, I could notice that. And I was like, great. And then I was to reorder them, and then I took them for months and months and everything fine and whatever. And then one day I tried to, buy them and they were out of them. And I was like, okay, well, try a different brand, It doesn't matter. It's probably the same thing. And I started taking the Centrum or whatever they're called ones, right? And I already didn't like the taste because they were orange or whatever, which I don't like. But they were the same thing. I didn't really look at the ingredients too closely, but they were 2-a-day vitamin gummies for women. I was like, all right, that'll do. No. I'm talking about within a week, all of my nails started breaking all the time. No, it was not good. The nails is like the biggest thing that I guess I noticed, right? I guess probably other things happened, but the thing that I noticed the most is the nails. They broke and broke and broke, and they were so thin, and they would like, when I'm cleaning, they would like, and everything. And I was like, what is going on? Am I like dying? Am I stroking out? What's wrong with me? You know what I mean? And I was like, could it be the vitamins? Could it really be the vitamins? I was like, there's no way. There's no way. So then I ordered the other ones again. I said, I'm going to order the other ones. So I don't care. I'm going to spend that money and I'm going to order them. And then I stopped taking those. I still have almost a whole bottle. Stopped taking those. Took my old ones again. Immediately. A week in, my nails were hard and they were fucking, everything was okay again. So it was definitely the vitamins. I recommend the Vitafusion two gummies a day, women's vitamins. That's what I take. That's what you need. Don't get the Centrum. It didn't work for me at all. It made me like feel like you're falling apart. You know what I mean? It's so weird, but it was really like scary because my nails just like one after another, and then you could see the calcium deficiency marks on there too when you get these white marks right in there, just a little bit, but I got it, and I was like, I don't like that. So, yeah, you should really get some. It's just too, and they taste delicious. You would never know that this is like, they taste good. Oh man, this is the issue. Um, I know, right? Yeah, this is the issue. My nails were again like super long, and I never get my nails done. I do them by myself. I don't like. Luckily, I have these good nails where, with the vitamins, um, where I don't need any of this, acrylic or nothing like that. I just have them really long, and then I put the clear on there. Which the clear, maybe you can help me actually with that. We'll get to that in a minute, but or I put clear black. I never use anything else. And then it's like I have black claws, and it's like people are like, "Who does your nails? Where'd you get your nails?" And I'm like, "I do my nails." They're your real nails? I'm like, "Yep." My mother was the same, but my mother was even crazy. My mother's nails were even in thickness, like super thick. Mine are not that thick at all. How my mother's were, it's insane how thick my mother's nails were. I've never seen that before. And all natural. There was nothing, it's crazy. It was really awesome. But I guess that's where I get it from. So, but now I had them really long and nice, and, playing guitar, I can't have them long now. I have to cut them. And Jerry's like, "Oh my God, but they're so nice and long again, and you've been growing them out again." I'm like, "What can I do? Gotta cut them, or I can't, I can't play, so I have to cut them." He said you can just leave this hand, but it feels weird having one hand with long nails and the other not. I don't like that feeling. But what I was gonna ask is like, I have always problems because I like putting the clear coat on there. Oh, yours are thin. Sometimes what can also happen is, I guess, if you're on like a certain medication or something, that can contribute to unhealthy like nails and stuff like that too. Can give you like a calcium deficiency and stuff. I think I've heard it. But it's got to be like probably a more expensive base gel, right? Because I used the gel, base gel, yeah. And then I put two coats on there. I let it dry first, and it dries really quickly on its own. And then I put another coat on there, and then it's like literally when I'm at work, it just starts peeling off. I can just literally peel the whole thing off. It's really annoying. Oh, I see, I see. Ooh, I need to take something for the skin. Genetics. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's the problem I have with my periodontosis, like my receding gums. I got that from my dad, unfortunately, and it's pretty painful. I have a lamp, but I feel like it was weird. I use it, and it takes almost the same. It speeds up the process, I think, a little bit, but even if I just let it dry like that, it's just kind of like, I don't know. Nail prep? No, I don't think so. No. I don't know what I gotta do. No, I just literally just slather it on there. Right. Ooh, this dry skin. Yeah, talk about skin. I need to find something for skin. Okay, okay. I'll do that. I'll do that. Yeah, because I like having the shine on there, from the even so. You see, my nails are nice. They're nice and shiny on their own. But, you know, when you have that shiny on there, it's real nice. And I like that. Yeah, it's literally like it comes up a little bit somewhere on the side or something. And I just peel. Whoop, and it peels right off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Makes me sad. Poor kitty, so sick. Yeah, and for nail polish, Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, for nail polish or gel or whatever, a four-way buffer. Four-way buffer. I'm gonna look it up on Amazon. Nail buffer or whatever. I'm gonna look up these things that you're talking about. Well, you know, I put the clear on when I have long nails, right? Because it looks nice. But now that they're just all natural, it's just like, whatever. I'm just not going to do anything, you know. But yeah, for nail polish, like the black nail polish, I use the OPI. And I really love it. I've tried other ones. I've tried the SC or whatever it's called. Not even close, man. That shit peels right off. And the OPI, the way I do with the OPI is I don't even put a base coat. I just put one coat of the black OPI, and then let that dry completely. Then I put another layer on there, let that dry completely, and then the next day I put a third layer on there, and that shit will last a whole week. And that's all I do. I don't put any base coat. I don't put any top coat. I don't put nothing. And working in the restaurant industry, it will last for a week with 3 layers. But I have realized that I don't use the lamp, like I said, but I have realized that I have to let each layer dry completely, because if I don't, then it gets all bubbly. And then it's like, shit, then I gotta take it all off. But when I do it the right way, it lasts for a whole week. Nothing can destroy this nail polish. So, it's really good. Wow. Yeah, the one... Oh, I threw mine away. Because I get so angry because it didn't do the job. So, as soon as my nail polish, like, gets older, you know, then it causes the bubbles and then it's not so good anymore. I throw it away. And, that's what I do now. I used to keep it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep it for emergency just in case. No, I'm done now. If I don't have nail polish, then I don't have it. I'm just throwing it right away. Because when I shake it, and I have to shake it hard in order to hear these little balls in there, then I know that it's already bad for me. And sometimes, once in a while, I have seen I can put a tiny drip of nail polish remover in it, shake it, and make it work maybe one more time that way. But that's it. Because, you know, you loosen up you know, you make it thinner again because it's thickened up, you know, so you want to thin it again. But then you have to throw it away after that. It's worked for me. It works one time, and sometimes it can go wrong, so it gets all, like, weird looking and stuff. So, you know. But, yeah, that's a whole science, man. And I'm, like, addicted. I watch you know, like I said, I have never in my life had a manicure or pedicure, ever. But I love watching the videos because they get so elaborate nowadays. Like, they make little tiny portraits and the little stones they put on there and all. And I just sit there and I watch video after video after video. It's so satisfying to watch. It is so... And I love when they put the gel on there. Or they put the chunk of whatever that is. Put it on there. And then they smooth it out and make it all long. Fake nail. Make a fake nail out of it. And... Oh my god. Oh, they make that? Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, and then I love when I really like the satisfying parts is the stamp. When they do the stamps, like, they take the nail polish and they take the different colors and they color it all together, blah, blah, blah. Let it dry, and then they put the clear coat on the nail, and then they take the stamp Or sometimes, yeah, it's a stamp, and then they put it on there, and then they use like this tool to make it all on there tight in the creases, and they dig it in there with that metal tool, but sometimes like a white tool, and then they fold it over, and then they cut it and do all that, and then they put the top layer on there, and then it's done. And I'm like, oh my god, I love it. Ah, so satisfying. Love that shit. I've seen, or the magnetic ones now, they have like where you put a magnet, and then the nail polish will actually move in there, because it's like, I guess there's metal in there or whatever. It's so cool. And then they make it like move in the scent. I don't know. They have so many. And I see people that are so good. Like, that's artist. That is an art now. You know, back then I'd say it's, you know, whatever, you know, because it was really not that much going on. But now it really is an art, because everybody does it differently. Cat eye polish. Like, some people, they use pre stuff and stamp it on there. You know, they do it in all different ways. But then I see the people, they use like the really tiny brush, and they will literally make the line here and the line here, and they're perfect. And I stare at that. I'm like, no, they fucked it up. Now, I'm an artist, right? So I'm kind of skilled at that. So I could probably, you know, get in there like that too, you know, and I could maybe become good like that. But I think to myself, you know, these people probably maybe just do that just on nails. And it's really great. And then they will draw little teddy bears with the air puffer thingy. We'll make a teddy bear. Or they will make a rabbit and draw the eyes and do all that stuff. I'm like, on such a tiny surface, you know? Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it really is. It really is. I'm amazed by that. I love watching that. I'm really... You know, of course, then I see designs that I really fucking hate, too. You know, some shit. You know, sometimes they do, like, a cowboy or something on there. And I'm just like, oh, this is so stupid. But most of the time, I love it. Or colors that I don't like. But it's not about that to me. It's about what they do, you know. And I always think about these people that get it done. Like, they're probably like, oh, my God, thank you so much. And I really love the stones. The little, like, crystals and stuff that they put on there. In like nice designs. I love that. It's so nice. For me, it's unthinkable. I work with servers. They have nails like this long, fucking like all these jewels on there, and they're just walking around and they're doing it. I'm like, I can't even wear a ring at work. I've worn a ring. I used to wear rings at work when I was younger all the time, but then one time, one of my rings, and I used to wear always thumb rings and all that shit. One of my rings got caught somewhere, and I literally almost ripped my finger off. It was bad. It was really bad. So ever since then, I was like, I will never wear rings at work again. I don't even wear bracelets. I barely wear my ring, you know, my dragon torque, you know. I'm not... Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm like, no, I wear nothing on my hands and on my fingers. It's just way better, you know, because I do too much with my hands, and I gotta stick this and this and this, and it just gets caught. And I can only imagine having these tiny crystals on there, and then they rip off. I'd be so pissed, too. I'd be pissed all the time because the crystal would fall off. Oh, yeah, that's so cool, man. Yeah, with the magnet, like... Hi, Emily. Hi. Yeah, it's definitely fun. I never thought that was going to be like a thing for me, but it is. I really just like, I stare at these videos and I'm just like, oh, this is so satisfactory watching it. So, yeah. And I actually did... Ooh. That must have almost ripped his finger off, too. And I actually did a French tips or whatever they're called on my own one day, on my own nails. And people couldn't believe, you know, I did but what I did is like, I didn't do any pink. I just left that and I just did the white. and then I put the clear coat, but it was long and it was like perfect. And I showed it to my coworker. She was like, "Oh my God, who did your nails?" I'm like, "I did that myself for the first time, a French tip." She's like, "Oh my God, it looks amazing. You should just do nails for other people like that." And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe one day or something." Yeah, it looked good, but I realized, like, I've always wanted it because I've always looked at other women. I thought it looked so nice, And then I was like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna do it." But then I realized it wasn't for me because it was so, I don't know, because it's like, for me, it looks like it's a nail, trying to make a fake nail look natural, a natural nail look fake. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. So it's just kind of like it's fake. Like you're trying to make your nail look like something that's not. I don't know. So I'd rather just do the straight black than it's like we can know what I'm trying to make it look like. But the French tip was just kind of like, I don't know. Wasn't for me then. Had it on for one day. And then I was like, okay, I don't think I want it anymore. But it looked nice. I mean, other people thought it was really nice. So, yeah. But yeah, our conversations tonight, beauty consultations. That happens. That happens. And I hate when I keep grabbing the wrong fucking... Yeah, you have to definitely be patient. You have to definitely be very patient when you get into that stuff. But, it's the same with me with my hair. I've been, painting my nails black for fucking so many years that it's like, I can literally sit here like this and just do it, and I won't even spill on the sides or nothing, because I've been just doing it for so long. Now, if I were to do it on somebody else's nails, I don't know how it would be then, but one can only think that it would be good, but I don't know. So, because it's a totally different angle then too, I do that with mine. I just put mine, like this. And then I'll do it like this. But sometimes it doesn't matter. It's just black anyway. And I used to get upset when I was younger. And I'm like, "Mom, I went over the edge again." She's like, "It doesn't matter. You wash your hands a couple of times and that stuff will come off anyway." True. But that was always an issue for me too when I was a kid. I've oh. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to try one day. Maybe it'd be fun for me to do it. I mean, I am never gonna do hair. I'm too grossed out. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm never gonna do that. I will also never do like nails where I have to like do all that. No, I will paint them, but I won't do any of that other shit. That grosses me out. Human stuff. Nasty. Nasty. What we got? Welcome to Jurassic Park. I just want to watch that movie now, but it's not on anywhere. I watched that movie 2012 the other day. Not too bad. Only watched it because it had John Cusack in it. But, I don't know, but I love that guy. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It kept my attention. Wait a minute, where is it? Yeah, he is. It's so funny. I talked to my friend Neil about it. What was it? We were texting about it or something, and I was like, yeah, John Cusack. And he was like, yeah, he's definitely a charming, handsome man. I was like, I know. So stupid. And it's so weird that this discovery is coming now. You know what I'm saying? That actor has been around for a long time. But it's just now, just now at this time, his, like, he is grabbing my attention. Isn't that weird? It's so weird. Because I just now started getting more into the movies that he makes and stuff. And then take a closer look at him, and I'm like, Damn it, see, I've been itching here. I feel like something bit me here, but I can't feel anything. Yeah. You talked about that before, Benadryl spray. I gotta find that. I gotta look for that. With me, it's just dry skin, and I talked about this before. I can't put lotion on there because I break out right away. I've been putting this like spot correcting cream, lightening, brightening, whitening cream on my face lately, and I think it's good. I think it's working, but it's making me break out. And the breaking out part is not even that bad because, like, you can't really see mine that bad, but I pick, and then it gets all fucked up. John Cusack. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can't help. We can't help who we like. My God, I grabbed the wrong one again. I gotta buy another garbage can. I have one just right there. Yeah, he was literally the perfect man in The Runaway Jury. Remember, Promethean, how I talked about I watched that movie, The Runaway Jury? He was, like, literally, like, the character, you know, of course, it's like his voice, is not a fake voice. That's his voice in real life, right? And his looks is the looks in real life. So, we can say, oh yeah, he is attractive, he is whatever, in real life. But the character that he played in that movie, in the Runaway Juries, that's like the perfect man. He literally played the perfect man in that movie. God. That movie was so great. And the fact, I said that already on stream the other time when I talked about it. The fact that it was filmed in New Orleans and it took place in New Orleans. Oh my God. Awesome. Fucking awesome. One of my most favorite places in the world. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I cannot believe I'm off already again tomorrow. Yes, but tomorrow I gotta work on a logo. I think we talked about that last time. It's because my people are there. Literally, it's filled with people of esoteric beliefs and people that like to just be unorthodox in many ways, right? In the way they dress, in their beliefs, in their practices. There's psychic readers on every corner. Of course there's a bunch of fakes there too, obviously. You get them everywhere. But it's like it's filled with so many different kinds of people, and I'm invisible there. When I went there, I was invisible. I talked about that last time. It was literally it was such a great feeling when you don't stay, because like, of course I like standing out, right? I like being different and unique than other people because, you know, of what way I dress, what I do, you know, all of these things. But it can be exhausting, right? Because it's not is most of the time it's not even positive. You know, I'm not being outcasted in a positive way because, like I said, Bible Belt, you know, all of these very ignorant and very judgmental people here. There's a lot of them here. So oftentimes, you know, it depends on the mood that you're in. On days can be, yeah, you know, fuck you. You know, I like the fact that you don't like me because I'm different. You know, I thrive in it. I thrive in it. But and that's mostly, you know, but there are days where you just really sit there and you're just like, damn, man, I'm exhausted. I'm really exhausted from people staring at me. I'm exhausted from people being rude to me because, you know, of how I look, what I wear. And I'm just like, dude, or judge me or be scared of me, you know. And there are days where you're really fucking exhausted. I really, like, sometimes I have like a breakdown and I'm like just breaking down for 1 or 2 days. I'm like, dude, this is fucking, you know, but then you get back into it and you know who you are, you know. But that's the thing. I talked about that. In New Orleans, you are undercover. Nobody looks at you because there's so many people out there that are so much crazier looking than you, crazier talking, crazier doing than you. So you're just you know, you're just like, I can just walk around there and be like, nobody looks at me like I'm crazy. Nobody looks at me at all. You know what I mean? And it's like, fucking love it. And I said that it's this feeling where that's the time when you realize that this world and all the worlds beyond our world and the whole universe is so big. It brings me back down to reality. It's like, because it makes me realize that everything is so big and and that I'm just like nothing. My whole existence is like literally meaningless in the grand scheme of everything of the universe, and it makes me feel good to know this, to be reminded of that fact, because it makes me feel kind of lighthearted again. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I feel, right? So it's because I guess nothing weighs on me because I don't feel, you know, a pressure or feel anything in that sense, you know. And I said what I said last time was, it feels like, you know, when I went to North Carolina and Tennessee and we took a trip up there, the mountains and everything, they were so big. Of course, when I was a kid, we would go to Austria and Switzerland and stuff, right? Now that's incredible. But I was a child, so, you know, I have memories, but these memories are kids' memories. So they're not really, you know, in a spiritual way, you know, deeply, you know, because we can kind of feel more and we can gather more as adults because, you know, our cognitive senses are just, you know, more mature. So we have more of a thing. You know, as kid, it's just awe, and you will remember it later on as an adult, how you actually didn't realize how amazing it actually was, right? So it's like when I go to Tennessee then and North Carolina, I see these mountains and I see these big trees, and I'm just like, I love it because I'm nothing here compared to the vastness of the forest and the vastness of the trees and the big mountains. I could just literally take off all my clothes and run into the forest and just go to a tree and huddle up right there by a tree and just lay there and just be nothing. You know what I mean? Just be nothing. Because I can really look up and say, this is so big, and this is so much bigger than my stupid thinking and all my stupid worries and all my fucking whatever, you know, all the bullshit, everything, you know, everything. I don't know if that makes any sense, guys, but that's how I feel, you know. That's why I like it. And New Orleans in relation gives me a slightly of the same feeling, you know, because there's so many unique characters, you know, roaming the streets, you know, and living there and stuff. And it was also, I took a particular picture. I took many pictures, but I took a particular picture that had like what was in the picture again? I cannot remember exactly what was in the picture. I think there were like 2 lion statues or something. It was like a doorway in the quarters area, the French quarters, and there was like dirty rags and then trash or something right there on the ground too. And it was literally, when I took this picture and I examined the area, just looking around, it's literally like, in a way, it's kind of sad, but in a way, it's just kind of like awesome to me too. I don't know why. That New Orleans is like this perfect example of beauty and filth, literally right next to each other, meddling in with each other. Beauty and filth. And it was very smelly in New Orleans too. I don't like that. But I guess it's part of the character of the city. You know what I mean? I don't know. It gives you that feeling, you know? And the way the buildings look and everything, you just kind of like, filthy, but then also beautiful at the same time, you know? I don't know if that made sense either, but yeah, so it was a nice trip. Unfortunately, it was in August, so it was like scorching hot, but I mean, the climate there is the same as Florida, so it wasn't any, you know, it wasn't any hotter than Florida would be, or, you know, anything like that, but it was fucking, you know, walking around in this fucking heat was just like, if I ever go there again, I want to go in like January or February, you know, when it's cooler. That would be a lot better. But yeah, that was a really, and unfortunately the trip itself was not really that good, because I went with 3 other women, and there was only one of them that was kind of like, and she was just, I don't know, but the one just wanted to go to the bars. She just wanted to get drunk at the bars, and it's like, okay, we can do that at home in Florida. We don't need to go to New Orleans for that. We can do that anywhere. You know, let's go sightseeing. Let's see Lestat's grave, where Anne Rice got her inspiration to write her books. You know, there's so much to see. There's so much to do, you know, history and all of that shit. I want to see it all. I want to go to, you know, fucking Hanging Gardens and all that shit that they have. I want to see all of it, you know. I pretty much didn't get to see anything. I got to see downtown, you know, the French Quarters, pretty much, and that's it. Went to one graveyard, and the experience itself was dumb, because the other woman that I went with, because the other ones were sleeping, because they just wanted to go to the bar at night, so during the day we're sleeping. So the one that I went with, it was just like a huge photo shoot. She was like all dressed up in this dress and this hat and everything, and it was just pretty much me taking pictures of her, but she was taking pictures of me too. But it was just kind of like, it was like a photo session, like she was modeling, and it was like, that's, you know, it's so superficial, right? It was nothing that I was really interested in doing. I wanted to explore. I wanted to, you know, look at the graves and do all these things, you know, and it was nothing even that was happening like that. And she was also the one that was like laughing at homeless people on the streets and taking pictures of herself with homeless people on the streets, going like, and stuff like that, and putting it in the group chat, to the point where the other girl said, like, I want to beat her ass. Like, I'm ready to beat her ass. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Me too. That's fucking ridiculous. And I told her, I said something to her. We were, yeah. I remember the one evening we were in the Uber, all of us. We were driving home. And, you know, we've been drinking and everything, and the topic came up. And I said something. I said, why did you do that? Well, they choose that. I'm like, they choose that? You think they choose to sleep there homeless on the ground, on the streets? They don't choose that. What kind of shit is that? And you taking pictures. And, of course, it was like, she was diverting the whole time, you know. She was just diverting from what I was saying, and then coming up with, we have the best governor. Ron DeSantis is the best governor of Florida. And I'm just like, like, you're fucked in the head. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Granted, you know, for me, it's even more so because I was homeless 4 times in my life. If I would have seen somebody come up to me and do that while I'm homeless, what do you think I would have done? That's ridiculous. That's not even like, I can't even, that is not even, you can't even say that's ignorance, because that goes past that. That is like vicious and consciously doing that. I don't get it. I really don't get it. That's not cool. That's not enjoyable, you know. And then my one friend, she was laughing about it. She's like, hey, look what so-and-so did. Look at the video. And I'm like, why are you laughing at that? That's not funny. Like, I cannot understand how I have to explain to a grown-ass person that this is wrong behavior. That this is wrongful behavior. Why? I cannot believe I cannot believe people think that's funny and that there's nothing wrong with it. That's so crazy to me. They have no moral compass. The only way they can know is if it's from the Bible. Then that's the only way they can understand morality. And then it's only the morality that the Bible offers, right? I don't know what it is, but it's awful. And yeah, so there was so much shit, you know. And then of course my one other friend, we were at a Airbnb, literally in the area where there's nothing but like mechanic shops and stuff. There was literally a burnt out car, like completely burnt down, right across from where we were staying. Our house was nice. It was nice on the inside, like nothing wrong, you know, nothing broken, nothing trashy. It was nice. Nice little house we stayed in, nice bathroom, everything. But the area we were in was kind of a ghetto-ish area, right? And there was the mechanics, and they were working in the one shop till like 2 a.m. or something. They were blaring music, and they were in there doing whatever they were doing with like 3 or 4 guys, and they were loud laughing. I think they were playing cards or something. And we walked past them, and of course my fucking friend wants to be like, hey, what are they doing? She wants to go over there and shit. And I'm like, bro, you just want to get laid so bad that you're just gonna go to strangers, like people in another, like, it was not a good situation to do, you know. I can feel that this can be dangerous. This can be a dangerous situation. Don't do that, you know. They had dogs over there, and I didn't like it. And I told them, I said, go over there. Like, fucking, if you want to go, you're a grown woman. I cannot tell you what to do. Go and do that. But do not bring anybody here. Inside. I'm going to lose my shit if you bring a man here from these people. Do not do that. Do not bring a man in here. You know, of respect for all of us, you know. It's a different story if we're all going to the bar and we sit and we meet a guy. One of us meets a guy and he's hanging out with us and da-da-da-da-da. And one of the girls bring the guy home. Okay, fine. You go in your room, you do that. But this was a different situation. This is a bunch of guys in a mechanic shop that are drinking at 3 a.m. And the area is very fishy. So I'm like, can there be drugs, police? Can there be some kind, you know, what can happen? You know, weapons of sorts. What can happen? You don't know. And trust me, my father was a Serbian street kid. It does not get any more dangerous than Ghetto and Leskovac in Serbia, okay? I know all the shit. I know what goes on. I fucking hang out in the ghetto in Germany with fucking butterfly knives flying around, everybody. Everything weird. Always weird, always careful. You know what I mean? You cannot do this shit. We're in a different state. We're like 10 hours away from all of our family. Nobody can help you here. Nobody. Only you. So don't fuck around. You know. And she heeded my warning, right? She didn't do it. But you know, and also I don't want to be a party pooper. I'm not trying to do that. You know, that's not the point. But we have to just be careful. We have to just know, you know. And when I have a feeling that this is not, you know, okay. I think there was two guys or something they brought back there or something, and I didn't say anything about that, you know, because like they were just two guys from a bar, you know. There was nothing really, you know, and we're four girls, so it's like it's cool, you know, it's cool. And they came over there, and you know, so it's okay, you know. But I'm careful. I'm always careful. My father taught me. I'm and it's not scared, you know. It's like you just don't want to put yourself even in a predicament where something can happen, you know, especially position that I'm in, because if they try to do something that, you know, that, you know, we don't want them to do, then things can get out of hand, things can get violent, and then I can maybe make myself very criminalize myself, because and then it's over. I don't care how big you are. I don't care what you do. Don't do it, because there's a side to me that nobody wants to see. And then, you know, and then what comes next? That's always my thing. My life is about prevention. Then when this happens, then I go to jail, then I get deported, and then I can never see my brother again. And all because a couple of girls wanted to have a couple guys, and they want to start fucking around and doing things they shouldn't be doing. Do I really want to risk that for some stupid one night fun? No, I don't. I have other things I want to do, you know? So. But yeah, it was not, you know, it was nice for me to do it anyway, you know, to see what it's like. So now I can know, whenever I have the means to travel, I know, you know, what I can expect now. What does it look like there? You know, how I can plan my vacation there if I ever can. And all of these things, you know. So it was an experience. It was an experience nonetheless. And it was funny, too. When we got there, it was like, you know, each girl had their own room. And it was so funny. We walk in the door. We had to go upstairs. It was an upstairs apartment, and we walk in there, and when you walk in, you had the living room right away. And in the living room was, like, on the side was, like, the kitchen. And then when you go in there is the bathroom. So you go in there's the bathroom, and then there's a room there and a room there. And there was another room somewhere. I don't remember how it went. But whatever. The last room at the end was a bedroom, but it had the back door and the stairs from downstairs up, outside stairs. And it was in the backyard. And no, everybody's like, I'm not going there. I'm not going in this room. I'm like, man, give me the back room with the back door. Chill out, man. Yeah, I had the back room with the back door. So everybody wanted to fucking smoke and shit. Like, can we come in, Dragana? Can we come in? I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's go. On the balcony, at least. We didn't go in the backyard because there were people downstairs, right, that shared that with us. So we were like, okay. But, you know, everybody's smoking on my balcony. I'm like, come to the dark side. No, because everybody's scared. Oh my God, it's back there. Sorry. Oh, you're scared there. You're scared there, but you're not scared going to some strange men that can fucking rape you and cut you in pieces or something? You're not scared there. Oh, okay. I understand. Doesn't make any sense, okay? Doesn't make sense. Stupid girls. But it is what it is. Well, guys, I think I might hop off for tonight. Getting a little tired. I mean, I've been tired all day, but not much activity tonight in chat, which is fine. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be working on a logo for a little while, and then I'll come back on. So, but I really want to thank you guys for coming. It was nice kind of telling you guys a little bit of my my nice trip to Louisiana. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Promethean. Daughter of Lilith. Florida Metal. Kenjin. Did I say Emily? I hope I did. Yeah, so thank you guys for coming tonight. It was nice of you. And I had a good time. I'm just gonna hop off now and maybe find another movie with John Cusack. Just kidding. I think I'm running out. So, but yeah, I will definitely see you tomorrow, guys. And of course, as always, I want to remind you to mourn those in spiritual turmoil. And I want to say thank you, guys. Have a good night. Tschüss, zdravo, and bye.